fire going. I'm gonna make some boneless barbecued pork ribs. Oh, the horse flies. Oh, I love them. So I dug a little trench because my handy dandy little grill thing that I may have bent up a little bit on accident. I think it sits too close to the fire. Deer fly. Anyways, so I'm going to use some of these Bigfoot bushcraft fire plugs to get this fire going. I love these things. Almost need to order more. Oh, I should make some coffee too. So you just take these things, you break them up. The fibers are stretched out. I'm pretty sure they're just some kind of cotton wrapped in like a paraffin wax, or soaked in a paraffin wax rather. So do that. Allegedly a jar. So, all right. Oh. So I started pounding the well again yesterday, and yeah, that didn't go that great. No, it actually went really well. Great spot for a well, but I have not hit water yet. Unfortunately. I'll move the camera here in a minute, so if you guys have said anything, I apologize. I'm not quite looking yet. But went ahead and ordered a generator. Actually, it's a inverter generator, which are extremely efficient with fuel. Which, if you guys haven't noticed, gas prices are still crazy. I think they're trying to get us to get used to them being this high. That's why they lowered them by 20 cents. I don't know. But yeah, fuel prices are just bonkers. So I was gonna buy a regular generator, and I stumbled across a generator inverter. I've never heard of them before, or inverter generator rather. And I'll be cooking with oak today. But yeah, so this thing has a 1.85 gallon tank, so a little bit under 2 gallons. There we go. Oh yeah, that should be perfect. Right amount of heat. Okay. Move a little bit closer to you guys here. Oh, it's such a beautiful day today. Solar panels should be making all kinds of electricity as soon as the sun hits them. So let's check in on the chickens. Chickens are getting quite big. They hopefully will be laying eggs here before too terribly long. Okay, there we are. Let me adjust you guys up a little. There I am. Okay, let's, all messages are available. Okay. So, yeah, I'm gonna let that fire turn into coals, and then, it'll go from there. Dakota's in her kennel because somebody drove by with a four-wheeler, and she decided it'd be a great idea to take after him. But, yeah, so, excuse me. Hopefully the smoke will help keep the mosquitoes and deer fly away also. So, I was collecting rainwater in my boat, and then I'd filtered into some food grade 55-gallon plastic drums, and that was working fantastic. Um, and then it kind of quit raining. I'll let you out in a minute. You're in timeout. Um, it was working really good for showers and watering the animals and doing dishes, brushing my yaps. Um, and it kind of quit raining. The storms all kind of changed where they go. Um, hey, Jim, how's it going, buddy? Um, but yeah, it doesn't rain here as much now. So I got back to the well, and I dug that hole about 10 feet down, and then I dug down another 10 feet with a post hole digger, or not 10 feet, Jesus, that'd be a hell of a post hole digger. About another 5 feet, give or take. Um, and the dirt is super duper moist down there, and there's what looks like a bunch of gold flakes down there, which is cool, but it's just pyrite or maybe mica or something like that. I wish it were gold. But I still have not hit water. I drove it down, including the point I'm down about probably 11 feet, plus the 10 feet. Now, granted, I'm up on a hill, um, but the clay bank that is holding water in that peat bog marsh thing um, ends roughly right about where I'm sitting. So that was my whole theory, was where that sand is, the water is pressed up against the bank of clay, and there should be an aquifer. I did the whole divining rod thing, and it said that there was water there. So I don't know. I'm gonna get probably another 2 sections of pipe, and then I will continue pounding it down. Um, I'm really hoping to hit water. If I don't hit water with this, I do have another spot that um, it was a little bit of clay, and I dug down. I started kind of getting into a sand mix, um, and it filled with water. There's water seeping into it, but I believe that was from the groundwater, from the rain and everything, just slowly seeping through the clay into it. Um, I could pound a well there, but we're looking at like $200, $300 every time I pound one of these wells. And granted, that's better than the $15,000 it would cost for a company to come out here and drill a well. But in a minute, Dakota, in a minute, you're in timeout. You don't chase after four-wheelers. She's like a kid, except you don't lock kids in cages. So anyways, I could do a well there, but I don't know. I might go with plan B. And plan B is I'm going to purchase about five um, of those 250-gallon plastic totes. Hey, quit chewing on that. Hey, you're not going to chew through that. I'll let you out in a second. Goofy dog. Um, anyways, uh, okay, I'm going to let the dog out. You best behave and leave those chickens alone, leave the ducks alone, leave everything alone. Yep. You're free. You're all excited. You're free. Oh my God. You were locked in there forever, weren't you? You were locked in there forever, weren't you? Yes, you were. Yes, you were. Yeah, just forever. I was never ever gonna let you out. Oh, I down, Goofy. So anyways, I figure I'll get 5 of those 250-gallon plastic drums. And go, quit, you spaz. Go lay down. Gosh. Ouch. Come on, quit. We gotta get your nails trimmed. Gross. Goofy dog. Anyways. Okay, there you go, Spaz. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a minute now, but yeah, it'll be our first year anniversary. It'll be this December. So anyways, I figure I'll get those plastic drums. I'm covered in dog hair. Hold on a second. I gotta go beat the dog. Not really. Come on. Let's go get you some food. Ugh. Go eat your food. Go. Go eat your food. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. So anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, the dog. Almost a year. It'll be a year this December. Hey, careful, dog. That we've been married. We've been together just over a year now, or yeah, a year and some change, year and a half, something like that. But yeah, time flies. I'm gonna start the paperwork here pretty quick. You need a good brushing, dog. Oh my gosh, how are you still shedding? How are you still shedding? Dogs. So yeah, I'm contemplating getting 3 of those, or 5 of those plastic drums, those 250-gallon drums, and then what I'll do is I'll take and bury them, build a very tough wooden structure around them. The frost line here is 7+ feet, so I want to get lower than that. So I'll probably end up having to rent that mini excavator again. And then I can take and bury that. I'll probably bury them down 10 feet, to be honest with you. Just dig a big trench and shore it up. And go from there, to be honest with you. I think that'll work. And then I'll probably pay a company to deliver me water to fill them, and then I will run a gutter system from the roof, because the house that I am purchasing. Dakota, here. Leave those ducks alone. The house that I'm purchasing for Catherine and Kate and I is 36 feet long, so that's quite a bit of roof to catch rain. And then I'll run a gutter, and I'll run it through a screen to keep leaves and stuff like that out of there. And then that'll go to a pipe that goes underground to the holding tanks. That's if I don't hit water in this well. Come on. What's your problem? Oh my gosh. Gosh, you're such a spaz. Ouch. Lay down, Goofy. Oh my God. I don't know what the hell's in there this morning. Go lay down. Oh my gosh. So what's been the biggest unexpected challenge you've come across living off grid? My dog. No, I'm kidding. The biggest, ouch. The biggest issue, honestly, is water. You know, I've got electricity figured out. I've got the solar panels. I have more solar panels too. That's your swimming pool. You know, I have plenty of electricity. I would like to build my battery bank bigger. Right now, I've only got I think I've got 4 batteries, something like that. So I want to make that bigger. But yeah, water's my biggest issue. You know, I tried the first well and I wasn't thinking, so I went down by the marsh and pounded it down. Leave those chickens alone. And I collapsed it. I must have hit a big rock and just flattened the sand point completely, and then I tried pulling it out with the excavator, and I ended up breaking it off, and then I just got kind of frustrated with it, so I just dug a big hole. But yeah, water's definitely the biggest issue. I'm really hoping this well works out. Like I said, the sand is super duper wet. You know, it's not like I'm up on a big hill. I'm on a hill, but it's not huge, and that's why I dug down so far. Actually, a neighbor of mine, a little ways up, I chatted with him a couple weeks ago, and he did a shallow well. He only had to go down 10 feet, and he hit water. You know, it wasn't super high flow, but you know, he could have gone down maybe another 5 or 10 feet and been fine. That well over there, that was 17 feet down. This well here's technically 20 feet down. You know, if you go level with the rest of the land. So, yeah, I'm having a hell of a time finding water. Thank you. That's exactly what I wanted there, puppy. So yeah, that's my biggest issue, and you know, if I had 15 grand laying around, I would just pay a company to come do a well. You know, it's what's lame is to do a shallow well, you can do yourself, but a company can't do it for you in the state of Minnesota. It's illegal for a company to do it because it has to be safe drinking water. I'm not going to drink the water anyways. I'm not a big water fan. I know it's important to drink water, but I get my water through coffee and stuff like that. Yes, coffee is a diuretic, but it's not a big enough diuretic to dehydrate you. That's a common misconception. But you know, it's slowly coming together. You know, once I get the house ordered, I'm hoping to order it next weekend, or not next weekend, on the 6th. I'm hoping to be able to place the order, but I might have crunched the numbers wrong. Goofy dog. So yeah. Oh, hey Noel. Sorry I didn't see that you messaged. So I mean, one way or another, I'm gonna get water here. Dog hair. And then once I get the house here, some other neighbors of mine, they're eventually going to do the off-grid thing when they get closer to retirement. They have an overseas container house for right now, and I don't know if they're going to expand it or what, but it's kind of like a vacation getaway cabin right now. But they gave me some insulation to help out with the build once I get the house delivered, which it takes 4 to 6 weeks because they build it. Originally, I was doing the Atkins Atkins? No, not the Atkins diet. What's the other one? Keto. I was doing the keto diet, and that helped tremendously. Um, once I got the initial weight off, uh, it gave me so much more energy, and taking super long hikes didn't bother me, and running and just being more physically active. During COVID, I put a little bit of weight back on, like a lot. I was back up to, I think, 300 and I was back to 325 pounds, and I'm down to 260 pounds right now. Um, so, I mean, I want to get back to 225, but this, I don't know, it seems a little bit tough this last little bit of weight. Um, I don't eat a lot. Um, Sometimes I do splurge and I go to McDonald's, stuff like that. That shit is terrible for you. Um, but yeah, that's how I initially lost the weight, and then I just started eating better and being a lot more physically active. I never went to the gym and did all that silly crap. I did buy an exercise bike on a whim, and I used it once. That was after I put it together to make sure it wasn't going to fall apart, and I have not used it again. That was 2 years ago. So yeah, but yeah, that's what I did. Portion control, and come on, comments. Where are the comments at? There we go. Portion control, and just eating slightly healthier, and lots of physical activity, whether it's walking, hiking, stuff like that. I don't run much. If you see me running, I suggest you do the same, because something big's chasing me, like that bear, maybe. So, um, yeah, it's gonna be worth it. I mean, the biggest pain in the ass too, excuse my language, is just getting Catherine here. It's such a nightmare. I'm not. I don't like doing paperwork. Um, just sitting there and filling out paperwork. I'm not the strongest speller, believe it or not. If I use a word that I haven't used ever or in a very long time, I'll have to spell check it. Um, if it's not a common word in my vocabulary, then yeah, don't ask me how to spell it. But and I'm horrible at grammar. Commas and stuff like that. I'm horrible at that stuff. So, um, what I decided to do, because for the visas for Catherine and our daughter, it's around $1,200 and some change for the application fees. Um, and then I want to say it is. Oh yeah, the government is, yeah, not my friend. Um, hey Brian, how's it going, buddy? But yeah, and then so what I decided to do is hire a company. It's rapidvisa.com. I decided to hire them. They got really good reviews. A guy I work with, he actually used them to get his Filipina here. Now, granted, that was a 90-day fiance, and I'm bringing my wife here, which is silly. You think you'd just be able to bring your wife here. Um, but, you gotta pay all this money, and it's a form of extortion, in my opinion. And then you gotta just do all this crap, and it's ridiculous. It really is. But it'll be worth it in the end, and hopefully she'll be here in about a year. After I order the house, I'm going to start that process. It's going to cost me $1,100 for the service. The lawyer, it's not really a lawyer, but they kind of pretend like they are, I guess. But they've got a 99.7% success rate or something like that. It's 100% money back guaranteed. Um, they're there for you. They'll tell you if you need to change this or you need to add that. in my opinion, it's well worth it. So that's the route I'm going to take. So hopefully the middle of next month or the end of August, hopefully. What month is it now? I don't even know what month it is. I think it's July still. But yeah, hopefully at the end of next month, I'll start that process, and hopefully she'll be here by this time next year. I am going back and hey, Psycho, how's it going, buddy? Back in January. Go lay down. Get skedaddle. Anyways, yeah, I am going back in January to visit for another month. That's good to hear, brother. Dakota, go lay down. God, this dog. You're being a pest. And yes, you are. You're being a pest. But anyways, yeah, I'll be going back for another month to visit and hang out with the family and all that fun jazz. Last time, I'm still uploading videos from that trip too. I got a lot to go through and a lot to edit yet, but it was fun last time. We hung out with a lot of people, a couple other YouTubers. I think when I go back this time, it's just going to be a lot more me and her time and immediate family, our daughter, and stuff like that. We'll go check some things out. There's a white beach. I want to say a white beach. That we might go check out, and maybe a resort or something like that. But hey, brother, appreciate that, Jamie. I'm going back in January too. Hey, awesome. Let's we'll be in the same general area. Let's definitely plan to meet up, have a cup of coffee. I don't know why these chats keep disappearing. Yeah, I could sneak something back, but I'm learning a little bit. Salamat, Wasapian, Guapa, Aswa, Dili. Learn that one. Just a few basic words. I'm terrible at learning different languages. I've tried in the past. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Food. So yeah, took my friend a long while to learn it. Yeah, I understand that. If she actually speaks 3 different languages, and I can understand the English just fine. Whenever she's talking in a different Philippine language or whatever, I just go, oh, yep. I was thinking that the other day, just because I have no idea what she's saying. Go, Dakota. All right, hold on 2 seconds. I gotta throw some wood on the fire and then go grab my boneless pork ribs. Okay, let me adjust this for you guys. I won't be able to read your comments. Where's the button? There it is. While I'm doing this, but there we go. So I'll be, make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, I'll be right back in 2 seconds. So, some boneless pork ribs I got from Walmart. It's insane how much pork has gone up. You know, pork was super duper cheap during the whole COVID stuff. And, excuse me, the prices just skyrocketed on pork. It's insane. I just put some salt, pepper, and onion powder on this, and garlic powder. So I'm gonna kind of just let it slow cook for now. There we go, I'm back. And hold on, I gotta adjust this camera a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, it's insane. You're better off to grow your own. I just all about finished the pig that I raised a couple years ago. Hey, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that, Brian. Yeah, I went to Walmart for the first time in a very long time. And I was just completely shocked with how much everything was yesterday. I bought some chicken. I bought 2 small chicken breasts. Those were like $8. And then I bought those boneless pork ribs, which I don't know that those are actually rib meat. I bought those. That was another $8. And you know, I bought a big box of Pop-Tarts. I like eating those for breakfast, just cold. You know, it was $10 and some change. I bought some. I spoiled myself and bought some rice pudding. I love rice pudding. And just some other miscellaneous stuff, some coffee creamer, some bread. Bread was insane. You know, and yeah, I ended up spending $120 yesterday, and it wasn't a whole lot of food. It's enough to last me probably a week. I got some peanut butter, some jelly, and stuff like that. It's just insane. Right? Yeah. Yeah, I wish I had 100 rations right now. I don't want to try. Why do these damn cats keep this here? Yeah. I mean, the electricity has gone insane. My house I was renting. Hey, how's it going, brother? My house that I was renting. Oh, you're fine. I can still read it. So, the house I was renting, I literally have a refrigerator plugged in, and that's it. And my electric bill, and I haven't been living there for 2 months now, 3 months, something like that. I can't remember. But my electric bill was $68 from a refrigerator. That's insane. The prices have skyrocketed. Now I create free electricity from the sun. You know, there's the initial cost, but it's not that bad. And then I bought that inverter generator. You know, that thing on a full tank of gas, it'll run for, excuse me, it'll run for 7-8 hours, something like that. It's a WEN, W-E-N, 4,000 peak watts, 3,500 running watts. It's an open frame, so it's a little bit louder. Yeah, exactly. I mean, thank God right now my taxes here are only $20. But, you know, I heard a lot of people complaining how their property taxes have doubled and just everything. You know, it's absolutely bonkers. And you know, I have my beliefs as to why. And I'm not going to get into a political disagreement. I'm sure quite a few of you probably agree with my thoughts. but you never know. You don't want to offend somebody. But yeah, it's just absolutely bonkers. Everything. Yeah, gas has come down a little bit. That's uh, probably because the midterm elections are right around the corner. I guarantee you by January they'll be back up. And they just dropped a little bit, and everybody's just like, oh my God, this is great. Gas is so much cheaper now. No, it's not. It's still insanely high. It should not be this high. It's ridiculous, and it's not corporate greed either. That's part of it, but there's a certain player that yeah, there's a certain player, political party that owns a lot of stock in uh, oil and gas or whatever energy, and yeah, they're raking in all the money that they lost during the last administration when the price of gas and oil was uh, very, very, very low. So, it's just absolutely insane. I can't believe this. I wish I would have got my garden done this year. Um, I unfortunately didn't get to a garden. I really wish I would have, but once the farmers markets and everything start opening, I'll be going there to get my vegetables. Um, it's going to be cheaper more than likely, and they're going to be better. I plan on canning some salsa and stuff this year. Um, yeah, yeah, exactly. Uh, yeah, yep, yeah. They own stock. They get their pockets lined with whatever company wants to pass whatever BS or however you want to word that. Um, it's just a wicked game, and we lose every time. Um, it's insane, and people that um, get a lot of free stuff continue to vote these people in, and some people that are gullible continue to vote these people in. Um, Honestly, I think they should all be voted out. Every single one of them. Nasty Pelosi, uh, Bitch McConnell, all those people should be voted out, replaced with somebody young, somebody with progressive ideas. Um, yeah, it's not going to get any better, unfortunately. Even God willing, somebody else gets elected as president in 2024. Um, it's still going to take a while to get back to normal. I mean, you might as well get used to this. I've got a theory because I keep seeing these little news articles about sun flares are gonna knock out the power grid for oddly enough 16 months, um, and all this stuff, which is fine by me. I live off grid, so oh yeah, every single one of them, Republicans and Democrats, all those people, they're filthy rich, and again we suffer. We eat ramen noodles. That's another thing I bought, which has gone up in price. you know, we're stuck eating ramen noodles and stuff like that, and they're eating $1,000 dinners every night on our tax dollars. They don't care because they're rich and they're going to stay rich. And it's not a thing against rich people. I love that argument that Jeff Bezos and um, Elon Musk could save the world, and because nobody can do math. And they've got so much money that they could give every person $11 billion in the U.S. and all that. That's not how math works. It works out, I think, to like $10 each. But yes, I agree 100%. That's why they hated Trump so much, was because he was for the people. He went against both Democrats and Republicans, and I'm not 100% sure if he's going to run again. But I really like DeSantos. He's got a lot of really good ideas. I think he would definitely help the people. Sorry, my eye started itching all of a sudden. But Oh yeah, my theory. So, I didn't take my medicine this morning, so I'm a little bit scatterbrained. But yeah, so they are, and these little news articles keep popping up on the internet about, oh my god, a huge solar flare, it's going to knock out the power, it's going to knock out the power, it's going to knock out communications, it's going to knock out the internet, it's going to knock this out, it's going to knock me out. I'm going to be walking down the street and the solar flare is just going to come and punch me in the mouth and knock me out. That's what the news is trying to slowly start to spread, which is weird because back when I think Obama, back when Obama was in office, they started this fear mongering of this super virus is going to come out and it's going to knock out the world. It's going to close the world down. It's going to kill thousands of people. And hey, what happened? Oh, wow. Weird. But I'm not going to be surprised if around election time in 2024, a solar flare magically knocks out the power grid and the communication grid for, oddly enough, exactly 16 months. I'm not going to be surprised if that happens. I'm not going to believe it, but I'm not going to be surprised. I've seen this before, how they start popping up these little news articles, and then it happens. So I would recommend getting solar panels, to be honest with you. I really believe that that's going to happen. Oh yeah, every station too. I put Fox News into that category too. I don't get my news from news agencies. I surf the internet and I read stories and stuff like that, and I come to my own conclusion, and generally I'm correct. That's why Facebook and everybody is putting a clamp on anybody that's got a free thought in their head, because it's not going with the propaganda. But yeah, I'm willing to bet that's going to happen, and they're not going to be able to decide who the new president is because they have no internet or electricity, and then I think shit's going to hit the fan. So that's a part of the reason why I decided to go off grid. Once I get this house and stuff like that, I'm going to start building a supply of MREs and stuff. I'll get a hold of Jeff at all MREs and start placing orders with him and just stockpiling, amongst other things that you need. Because, yeah, I really think that it could get bad. It's insane what the world has turned into, and it's even crazier that people are still going along with it. There's so many people out there that are just completely brainwashed and believe everything they see on the news, and it's really sad. It's terrible that we've allowed this to happen to ourselves. To be honest with you, and our forefathers never seen career politicians. That's why they didn't put it in the wow, don't I sound like a patriot? The thing that the liberals always try to destroy. But yeah, yeah, I agree 100%, Brian. That's why I'm really hoping to get Catherine and Kate here, my daughter, next year at the latest, because yeah, it's not going to get any better, not for a while. But yeah, it's just completely the Constitution. There we go. Jesus, God. But and they're trying to take that apart again, trying to take guns from us and everything, because a few nut jobs who, ironically enough, are tied to liberal parties and Antifa or antifreeze, whatever the hell they're called. Hey, Mike, how's it going, brother? I haven't heard from you in quite some time. Yeah, I appreciate that, Jay. I really do. I have enough knowledge, I think, and ideas and everything that if shit does hit the fan and we do lose the power grid magically, although it's never happened before, even when we had weaker systems in place. You know, they go back to in 1875, the telegraph system was supposedly knocked out from a solar flare. Yeah, okay. That was probably knocked out from a squirrel hiding its nuts. But, you know, and even though, that was such a weak system back then. And how did they have the scientific instruments to read, you know? Yeah, I understand that, brother. But I mean, it just, I don't know. Hopefully, I'm just batshit crazy, and you know, it's not going to happen. But I'm nervous that it is going to happen. But I will be okay because I'm living off grid. So, the worst case scenario, I could eat the ducks or my dog if she keeps being a pest. No, I couldn't eat her. But I do have a lot of chickens that'll be laying lots of eggs, so at least I'll have a lot of eggs to eat. And there used to be a lot of squirrel around here. Go lay down. Go lay down. There used to be a lot of squirrel around here, but we had a bad drought a year ago. And thank you. Go lay down, Dakota. Quit being a pest. Oh my God. We had a bad drought go through, and it killed the acorn population out here because there's a lot of oak out here. So I don't know, the squirrel went away, I guess. But it's been pretty moist this year. Yeah, allmres.com. Really awesome prices. Fantastic guide. Plus, you can get my camping meals. Jeff is a great guy. He's definitely a friend of mine. But yeah, he's like other places out there, and it's definitely going to you're going to definitely be happy. And he has extremely fresh MREs and MRE components. He's got freeze-dried meals, which is something I'm definitely going to be getting into. If I had all my solar panels caught up, yeah, Jeff's a great guy. But if I had all my solar panels set up and everything like that, he actually sells what are they? Harvest Right, I think they're called. Freeze dryers, and I would actually get one and start freeze drying my own meals. They're reasonably priced. Yeah, go check out all MREs. Discount code Ryan10, you get 10% off. Your entire order. I recently watched a couple of videos on how to process it. Yeah, I know you can turn them into flour and bake kind of like a bread out of acorns. I know how to do that. But that's the extent of it. I haven't really looked into it too much because it's very bitter. I know you have to boil the hell out of them. Excuse me. And birch trees, you can get the sap out of there, and use that for some things. There is a Amish market down where I used to live when I lived with my dad when I was younger, and they sold a birch root beer. It was derived from birch tree. So there's a lot of birch out here. There's enough maple out here. I can make maple syrup, and who the hell doesn't love that? There's plenty of food out here if it gets really bad. Plenty of deer. There's a bear. Bear's not my favorite thing to eat, but if you got to, you got to. Plus, I'm surrounded by water, so there's fish. Yeah, Yeah. No, I completely understand, but yeah, I want to start building a stockpile for you know, when shit gets bad. I think this is just the beginning. They're just conditioning us to get used to it, and I think it's going to get much, much worse. Um, Hold that thought. I got to check my pork ribs here and then throw some more wood on the fire. That should be plenty. Ugh, I'm back. My wife would eat them even if she was starving. Oh, that's too bad. Sassafras. Yeah, there is some sassafras growing out here actually. Because I thought it was poison ivy at first because it kind of looks similar. And I Googled it and or I used this app called Plant Finder, and you just take a picture of it and you scan it and it tells you what it is. Like there's some burdock growing across the street, and that stuff looks like rhubarb at first. And I thought, you know, maybe. So I used that app and it says it's common burdock. So yeah, useless. Actually, you can use it for some things, but you know, and there's lots of ferns that grow out here, so you can collect the baby ferns. Offhand, I can't remember what they're called. In the spring and eat those. Are you going to be doing camping videos anymore? I missed that. Yes, I am. I've just been so insanely busy with the off-grid stuff. Um, I don't remember what kind of chair it is, to be honest with you. Yeah, fiddleheads. There you go. But yes, Jim. I will be. I got so much stuff going on right now. Um, Between getting this set up and um, getting everything in order for when I start bringing my wife over and stuff. This winter, um, you know, because there's a bunch of state land right across from me. Um, so this winter I will be doing some hot tent videos and stuff like that. I got the Sputnik 3. I got it fixed. There's a seedling. Um, yeah, yep. I have not found any mushrooms except for I did see a great big. No, I actually, that's part of the reason I moved up here. I started working for a new company. I just got tired of the BS with the last company, um, not caring about us, in my honest to God opinion, and working us to death. So, leave those chickens alone. Um, so I left and I work for a new company now in northern Minnesota, and I love it. They treat you well and stuff like that. Um, so they, yeah, really take care of you. Uh, Dakota. Um, where was I? Mushrooms. Oh yeah. So yes. I just bear with me, Jim. I will be doing camping videos and stuff like that. I've got so much on my plate right now. It's just absolutely insane, and I'm the only one out here doing any of it. I don't have anybody to help or anything like that. So it takes a little bit of time. When I ordered the shed and turned it into a off-grid pack. Okay, I'm back. I don't know what the hell happened there. YouTube booted me off for a minute. But anyways, I'm ordering a giant shed, and that will be I'll be turning that into a house. Do you have friends over for drink? No, I don't drink anymore, but I also don't really have any friends other than you guys. I haven't hung out with anybody since before COVID. My my friends friends live in different states, and you know, I just yeah, yeah, I've got Facebook friends, I've got you guys, but here that actually hang out or want to hang out, I don't have anybody in this state. So yeah, it is what it is. But which I'm fine with. Generally, people always want something and never give anything in return anymore. It seems, but it's a sad truth. That's the way the world's turned. But mushrooms. I'm pretty sure the other day on my way to work, um, I seen a great big cluster of chicken of the woods mushrooms growing. Down there later with my little app and make sure that's what they are. I'm not 100% versed on mushrooms. I know what morel mushrooms look like. I know what beefsteak look like for sure. Um, but I kind of looked around when I first came out here, what should have been about the time they should have been growing, and I didn't see any. So I'm not sure if they grow in this area or not. Yeah, I think some people call them hen of the woods too, but yeah, here they call them chicken of the woods for whatever reason. But yeah, I'll go check that out later, and maybe I'll do a little video of some foraging for wild edibles, something like that. Um, Fair amount of frogs if you're into that thing. Yeah, beefsteak are good. In Michigan, you'd always find them around pine trees in the pine forest and stuff like that. I love beef. Hey, you're gonna get dirt on the food. Quit. Um, you know, those were good. Morel mushrooms are really good. You saute them in some butter and put them on a steak with some onions. Oh my God, they're to die for. I don't care for store-bought mushrooms. Portobello mushrooms, everybody's like, oh my God, that's the best mushroom in the world. I think they're disgusting. I don't care for portobello mushrooms. Um, I've always wanted to try a truffle. That's supposed to be really good. I've never tried truffles before. Um, you know, another thing I didn't see growing out here, which I didn't explore a whole lot when I first moved out here either. I think next spring I'll hit up the state land a little bit better. But leeks in Michigan, wild leeks grew in quite a few places that we'd go. Those are good too. But yeah, I definitely want to find some more. How do I find beefsteak on oak? We might be talking about two different kinds of mushrooms then. um, excuse me. I am 78 miles north of there, the way the crow flies. So the beefsteak that I'm talking about get about this big, and they're similar to the structure of a morel mushroom, and they're real dark brown, and they kind of look like a brain. That's what we call beefsteak in Michigan. Um, and they're hollow. You soak them in water and get all the bugs and everything out of there. But right. Um, but yeah, it's that's I wonder if you're talking about the one that kind of grows out, and if when they get old they get really hard. Is that what the hell is that noise I'm hearing? It's not thunder. I wonder if it's the military base having exercises or whatever they call them, getting ready for the war that we're going to get drug into. I have no idea what that means. But yeah. Let me. I wish these comments would quit disappearing. I don't remember how to get them to stay up. Save highways here. Mute microphone. Don't want to do any of that. Hide all chat messages. Stop chat. Maybe that'll stay up now. Yeah, Jim. I went about 78 miles north, um, which is insane. The temperature difference. I was on the 45th parallel. Now I'm roughly on the 46th parallel. But it's amazing how the weather's so much different. Um, get a lot of rain and a lot of snow, which would be great for winter trips. And next year I'll be a bit more settled down with everything. So then I'll start doing more tarp trips and stuff like that. Plus, hopefully Catherine will be here. Catherine really wants to get into doing YouTube videos with me, which would be great because I love trying to teach people things. Um, so that'll be fantastic because I'll be able to teach her some survival techniques and stuff like that, and teach her to enjoy cooking your food out in the middle of the woods in unsanitary conditions, um, uh, MREs, stuff like that. I'm putting together one of those bilk buy-in boxes, I think is what they call them, and I'm gonna throw a few of my camping meals in there, and I'm gonna throw a tent in there. And last time I didn't get to it. We just had so much stuff going on with meeting the new family and everything, and hanging out with other YouTubers. I didn't actually get out to make a camping video. I appreciate that, Jim, and I care about each and every one of you guys. You guys are my hardcore YouTube fans. Every time I do a live chat, you're here chatting with me, and every time I put out a new video, generally you guys watch it and leave positive comments. Um, Cephas, he comments on damn near every video, I think. Um, I appreciate the hell out of that. I really do. Um, but yeah, I honest to God, I mean, you guys are friends to me. You really are. Um, but where was I? Oh, so yeah, I did not get a camping video in when I was in the Philippines. But this year when I go back, I'm gonna send that stuff in the bilk lion box and probably a silky saw and a fire steel, flint strike, or whatever you want to call it. And I'm gonna Catherine and I are gonna go out for like a 2, maybe a 3 day adventure. I'm gonna send some of my camping meals and probably some freeze dried meals, and we're gonna do a camping video while we're out there. Um, Probably bring a water filter so I can actually filter the water and drink it because I can't drink the water there. Make me sick. I have to drink bottled water. Um, just different parasites. But yeah, yeah, and our family owns a lot of land over there, so we've got a great spot to do it. It's by a river, and there's springs out there, and just all kinds of cool stuff. So yeah, definitely looking forward to doing that. Well, now the fire is burning good. Um, oh, there's no crocodile there. I'm pretty sure they ate them all. But the only thing that's dangerous there really is there's some kind of a spider. I think it's called a hobo spider or something like that. That's poisonous, and they actually have cobras there. Um, some kind of Philippine cobra or something. But I'd never seen one when I was there. But as far as I know, that's the only thing that's dangerous there. And volcanoes. But, those only erupt every couple of years, I think. And typhoons. I will be there, I think, in typhoon season. Um, so there's that. But excuse me. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Yep. Yeah. There's a cobra because I remember people are freaking out because they seen one up in the village. Um, but yeah, I think that's the only venomous snake that they've got there. Unless maybe everybody was just pulling my leg too. I mean, that's a strong possibility. Gullible American guy. But yeah, I'm super duper stoked about going back and continuing this whole adventure. It's well, Michigan isn't too bad. Not a whole lot of dangerous creatures. No hurricanes, no major earthquakes. Yeah, true. You know, the only thing that was the only poisonous snake that I recall in Michigan was the Michigan rattlesnake, or the Masagi rattlesnake is the actual name for it. Um, but I've never seen one of those. Um, my stepdad did when he was in the oil exploitation field. Um, yeah, no, I thought there would be a lot more stuff there too, to be honest with you. Um, but there's not. Have you talked to Dubsy in a while? Yeah, I chat with him every once in a while. He's been insanely busy with work. You know, now that the economy's kind of going again, they've ramped up production and everything, and he's just insanely busy. I'm hoping he gets back out and starts doing some more videos again. I miss watching him. You know, Dub and I were pretty close friends. He's definitely a friend of mine, but he just you know, life got busy once COVID was over. Yeah, yeah, it's too bad. You know, Dub's a great guy. He's a hell of a friend. You know, the last video him and I did together was when I took the bus back to Michigan. He had bought a tent and a wood stove, and we went up in the woods behind my dad's cabin and did an overnight video, and that was a hell of a good time. Um, you know, we've done a couple of videos together, and that's just that's cool to be able to do that. But hold on one second, I gotta flip my meat. Oh, I'm getting old. All right, those are gonna be tasty. Haha. Sorry. Um, okay. Um, yeah, so I'm hoping Dub gets back out there. You know, hopefully things will slow back down, and he won't be so damn busy. It sucks, to be honest with you. You know, but yeah, and hopefully things will slow down a bit for me. You know, it's I've got less of a workload where I work now, the company I work for, but um, it's I'm just busy out here. You know, it doesn't stop. You know, um, it slows down a little bit, but then I'm tired or whatever. You know, but yeah, I'll get back at her. You know, and there's a few things I do that I don't film and put out there because it's just, I don't know, maybe too boring for you guys. Um, you know, I thought about just kind of filming a little bit of every day, but you know, really, you'd see me wake up in the morning, and then you'd see me come home and wash up and cook dinner and go to sleep. You know, so it wouldn't be that exciting. You know, once Cat's here, um, you know, she'll probably film what goes on in her day, and maybe start putting it up on YouTube. We haven't talked about it a whole lot yet, just a little bit. Um, I'm hoping to teach her how to edit my videos because I still not the greatest at editing video. Um, I feel they've gotten a lot better since I started doing this, but yeah, it's a learning curve. You know, my little brother started a YouTube channel. My son's got a YouTube channel about video games. Um, you know, my dad, when he retires, he's contemplating doing a YouTube channel. His won't be off grid per se. Yeah, yeah, editing sucks. Um, but you know, my dad has just got a wealth of information. Um, you know, how to do different things, and you know, he's one of those guys. He's like an encyclopedia when it comes to certain things. You ask him about a tool or something like that, and he can tell you the entire history of that tool, what it's used for, and everything else. Um, right? But you know, it's so he's contemplating doing a YouTube channel on just different techniques to make life easier. Um, kind of living off grid, and he'll be retired and stuff like that. He's got an old 1948 or 49 8N tractor. It's what I'm looking for too, because they're really simple to work on and you can still get parts for it. Um, excuse me. I'm trying to find one, but they're kind of overpriced up here. I found several of them, but they want just way too much money. But I'm going to need a tractor because I live on a road that is not maintained. It's essentially a private road that's open to the public. It's not plowed, it's not graded, anything like that. So I've got to start doing that stuff. Um, and yeah, just yeah, I got to get one of those. I was going to do a plow truck, but a tractor is so much more handy. You know, if I've got to drag a big log out of the woods, I can do it with the tractor. Um, if I needed to, which I won't need to, but if I had to, I could do get a PTO generator for the tractor. You know, all kinds of stuff. You can power sawmills with them if you have to. You know, I could, if I had that and a welder, I could build something for pounding a well and use the tractor PTO to do that. And my grandpa on my mom's side built this thing. It was basically a tire on an axle, and it had a cut in it in a certain spot, and it had a rope on it, I believe, and it went to a pulley and this well pounder that he built, and he put it up on jacks and put it in gear, and it would wind that rope up, and once it got to that certain point, it would drop that weight down, and he pounded a well that way. um, that would be handy because doing a well by hand sucks. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard, strenuous work. My old landlord, who has become a friend of mine, um, yeah, exactly. Um, all right, brother. Thanks for stopping by, Jamie. I appreciate it. You guys go check out Jamie's videos. He just got back from the Philippines not too long ago, which ironically, his Filipina lives in the general area where my Filipina lives. Not right by each other or anything like that, but in close enough that if we're ever there in the same time, we'll definitely meet up for coffee and BS for a bit. But yeah, so you know oh, my landlord lent me his. It's a family heirloom actually. Been in his family for years and pounded many wells. It's basically looks like a big uh, T-post pounder, but it's bigger around, and it's full of lead at the end. So I mean, you're just boom, boom. That's how I drove the well as far as I did so far. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to get another one, two, maybe even three sections of pipe to get that thing down low enough that I can hit water. Hopefully, if that doesn't work, then I'm just gonna go with the other option, which is a cistern, basically, just made out of plastic totes. And you know, I would leave it above ground, but it would freeze in the wintertime, then I would have no water. So yeah, I don't want to do that because in the house I'm gonna build a shower and well, shower's gonna be cool. It's gonna be made out of rock and stuff and tile. Just a big stand-up shower, and I want a big enough well and a big enough water supply that I can put my rain shower head in there that I got at the old house. But yeah, it's slowly coming together out here. It definitely is. It's awesome. I love it out here. It's cool just listening to the birds and the frogs and the toads. And there is an owl, which I don't like owls because they wiped out my last flock of chickens and a couple of my ducks. So I put up some owl statues to keep them away. Um, you know, I don't know. Oh, another thing I plan on doing once I get this shed house, I want to purchase probably a 20-foot overseas container, and I'm going to dig a big hole. And yeah, Sasquatch. Yep, I love hearing him throw rocks at me. Um, but I have definitely heard some strange noises out here a couple of times, and yeah, it's made you kind of go, what the hell was that? And I have had a couple of things hit the roof of the bus at night, and I thought, well, that was really weird, but I'm 99.9% positive it's just sticks and stuff falling out of the trees, and not a Sasquatch. Um, but yeah, so I want to buy this overseas container eventually, and hold that thought. I got to throw a couple of logs on the fire here. There we go. Um, oh, there we go. I've never had a Bigfoot experience. As far as I know, I haven't either. Um, when I did the powwow hiking trip video, which was a really good video series that didn't get a lot of views. So if you guys would go back and check out that video. But when I did that video, I swear to God, there was something following me through the woods. It was just making this weird noise, and it like when I woke up after the first night, it sounded like this thing was getting closer and closer and closer and closer. I thought maybe it was a moose because there's moose up there, but I Googled the sound of a moose, and I it didn't sound the same. I thought maybe it was a bear, and I Googled the sound of a bear, and it didn't make any noise that resembled that. So yeah, I'm not sure what the hell it was, but I do know it was definitely following me because I heard it on more than one occasion and on more than one night. Uh, so there's a couple times it was a little bit scary up there. But so where is it? Overseas container. So I want to buy a 20-foot overseas container, and I'm going to bury it with part of it underneath the house, and there'll be a trap door that leads down to it, and it'll be kind of a root cellar, um, panic room, tornado shelter, where I'm going to store a lot of stuff like rations and pew pews and bang bangs and stuff like that for when the inevitable happens, which is, you know, shit hitting the fan. Um, so, I'm excited about that, but that'll probably end up being next year sometime. Um, they've gone up in price just like everything else. Everybody, their brothers started buying them to build off-grid cabins. So they've gone up a bit in price. Um, but I'll get one eventually. So yeah, but yeah, pew pews. You can't say the actual term. Um, self-defense pew pews. Um, but yeah, I've got a dream, and it's coming together pretty well considering, and it's and I'm so excited that Catherine wants to be a part of that. Yep, definitely tools. I got a lot of DeWalt power tools. I need to buy more. I need to get a DeWalt skill saw. They sell these knockoff batteries on Amazon, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, those are terrible. They don't last." Oh. I bought four of them, and those things are fantastic, and they're dirt cheap compared to the name brand. You know, so I stand by those batteries, and I will buy more. Oh yeah, gotcha. Yeah, it is a tool. It is. It brings you food. It keeps you safe. Gets cats out of trees. Scares bears away. Yes, it's a very handy tool that is our God-given right, and it should not be infringed. But people try. So yeah, but I'm hoping that eventually this chunk of land next to mine comes up for sale. I really want to buy that. Um, if I did that, then I would probably clear a section of it for a big garden and then put a fence around it to keep the animals out from eating my vegetables. But I would love to have a big garden. I don't have a huge amount of room for a huge garden right now. What I'm actually thinking about doing this winter, because I can get some decent lumber from work for free that just comes with some of the material that we purchased. Um, and it's white oak, solid white oak. It's not treated with anything, but that stuff's tough. That's what I build a lot of stuff out of. I built the dog kennel. Um, Hold on, we're reconnecting again for some reason. Anyways, what I want to do this winter is I want to build a boardwalk onto my property out in the marsh, which I can legally do if it's a certain height above the ground, which I'm fine with. It's got to be high enough that plants can grow under it for some silly reason. It's just the stupid laws here in Minnesota. But so I want to build a boardwalk out to where the sun shines a lot better. Eventually, I'll move my satellite or my Starlink internet out there. So because it's in a pretty open area, but there's enough trees that it bothers it a little bit sometimes. Um, it's ridiculous. But I'm hoping Starlink sends out an update and fixes that. But I'm thinking about building some raised garden beds out in the middle of that. One, it'll keep the animals out of it because it'll be in the marshy area and it'll be above the ground. And two, it'll keep good sunlight. Um, so I might do that, and I'll probably build. I don't know, probably to start, I'll probably do like four. Um, there'll be 4 foot by 10 foot boxes, and I'll plant all my vegetables out there. Well, not all of them. I'll plant a fair amount of them out there. Um, the ones that are vining, like cucumbers and zucchini, I'll probably have to build them here on land versus out there, just because I don't want them, you know, you know. But yeah, so it's that's something I want to do next or this winter yet. Um, before it thaws out, because I walked out on one of the trees that fell over, and I had a long pole, and there's a big floating mass on top of that thing that's probably about a foot thick, and then underneath that is, I'm assuming, water. And then the water, as far as I walked out, was only probably maybe a foot or two deep, and it was rock hard bottom. But I don't know if I go out further if it's going to be 20 feet deep, and if I were to step off, I'm going to disappear and never be seen again. So I want to do it safely and correctly so I don't disappear. Um, but yeah, it's another thing I want to do. And originally I was going to build my solar array out there, but once I get rid of two more trees, I'll have more than enough sunlight to put the solar panels on the roof. I'm actually probably going to be good now, um, because I'm going to have at least two different solar arrays. Like, I've got a total to do, I think, I think it was like 2,600 watts of power with the solar panels I've got now, which is more than enough than I'll need. You know, I plan on, you know, I'll have a TV for watching YouTube, my laptop, um, a refrigerator with a freezer, and maybe a chest freezer that I'll be running off solar, um, or off the power inverter rather. Excuse me. And my security cameras, of course. Excuse me. Hunger burps. the the Everything else is going to be 12 volt, just like I did in the bus. Um, Y'all have little USB plugs all over the place for charging phones and cameras and stuff. I'll have LED 12 volt lights, just like I've got in the bus, maybe a little bit bigger for more light, um, or more of them, one of the two. And that's basically going to be it. You know, I'm not going to have. I won't be running an air conditioner all the time. You know, I'll have the generator, so I will have a little window unit that I actually already own. I just got to bring it up here. I got to go down and pick up the generator on Thursday. So yeah, I'll be bringing that up here in the generator, and you know, on those days that it's 98 degrees out and 100% humidity that we have up here sometimes, um, I'll be running an air conditioner. Fans just don't cut it. Even a big box fan, it just doesn't cut it, unfortunately. Here, four wheeler. So you know, I plan on doing that as well. But I hear a vehicle coming. Hopefully they're not coming down here. You need a. Oh, sorry, man. I missed your message. I must have looked the other way when you said it here. Um, Calamansi tree. What kind of tree is that? Let's see what direction this vehicle's going. Because somebody will run out in the road. I don't think they're coming this way. Doesn't sound like it. Okay, I'm gonna Google what you said because I don't know what kind of tree that is. Weird. Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, they had those in the Philippines. Yeah, that'd be cool. That stuff's actually good. I had a kind of like a lemonade made out of that stuff. Yeah. Yep. Uh, yeah, absolutely, Jim. I appreciate it, buddy. And Jim, if you haven't, go back and watch all my videos. I know some of you guys aren't getting notifications for some reason, and it's just I believe YouTube sucking. Um, but yeah, I get comments every once in a while. Oh my God, I thought you left YouTube, and I haven't seen your videos in so long. And I've still been putting videos out about every week. You know, when I was in the Philippines for a month, I did get a little bit behind putting out long videos. I did quite a few shorts, but that was just because the internet sucked over there. Um, Now that I have Starlink, I can actually travel with it, and the version of Starlink I have, I can pay for it month to month. So if I want to cancel it, I can. So I think once I get a physical address here, which I still haven't got that yet, and I get the house and everything done, I think I'm probably going to purchase a permanent household Starlink for here. and then I'll have that one, and I'll bring it with me when I go to the Philippines. Um, and I'll possibly leave it there. I haven't decided yet. Or I might order Starlink for Catherine. Um, and she'll have better internet over there, so I'll be able to do live streams and upload videos while I'm there, which will be fantastic. Um, so yeah, but all right, guys, supper, lunch, brunch, whatever it's going to end up being. It's oh, awesome! Tell him happy birthday. Um, so yep, catch you later, brother. So yeah, food is just about done. I got to throw the barbecue sauce on it. So I'm thirsty and I want to make some coffee. So I'm going to let you guys go for now. It's fantastic chatting with you guys. I really appreciate when you guys stop by. Don't forget to check out the videos, give them a thumbs up, share. Um, you know, um, I don't have a PO box yet, so I plan on getting a PO box in a town near here, because I'm out in the middle of nowhere. So when I get a PO box, if you guys want to send me anything, a card. I collect rocks from different places. If you want to send me some camping gear, I'd really appreciate it. MREs. I love MREs. Um, that's how Dub C and I ended up meeting. I did a couple of MRE videos, and he kept and stuff like that, and him and I hit it off. We're like brothers, like literal brothers. Um, and everything. But yeah, eventually once I get things in order here, I will be doing camping videos again. Once the house gets delivered, I'll be doing off-grid cabin build, and I'll be doing the off-grid videos here and different things I'm doing. I started the well video. I'm not going to finish it until I hit water or don't hit water. Um, so I won't be uploading it for, I don't know, hopefully soon. So, but yeah, I appreciate the heck out of you guys. I really do. Without you, I would have left YouTube years ago. So, thanks again. I appreciate it. It's Ryan with Ryan Outdoors. If you haven't already, subscribe. So, catch you guys later. Oh, there we go. That button.